Imagine holding a can of tuna, innocent, convenient, and seemingly healthy. Now imagine that with each bite, you could be ingesting substances that damage your nervous system, disrupt your hormones, and even shorten your lifespan. Sounds extreme? Unfortunately, it's not. Today, we're uncovering the dark truth the tuna industry doesn't want you to know, backed by clinical research and scientific evidence. What you're about to hear isn't fear-mongering. It's documented science. Because what we don't know about what we eat can literally change our brain chemistry and future health. Mercury is a heavy metal that accumulates over time in fish. Larger tuna species store more of it because they live longer and eat smaller fish that already contain mercury, a process scientists call bioaccumulation. Human impact. Mercury damages the central nervous system. It interferes with neurotransmitters, slowing cognitive processing. In pregnant women, mercury crosses the placenta and can harm fetal brain development. A landmark study published in JAMA showed that mercury exposure in adults correlates with decreased cognitive function and increased risk of neurodegenerative disorders. The same research showed that even modest mercury levels can affect memory and attention span. PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, are industrial chemicals that were banned decades ago but persist in ocean ecosystems, are classified as probable human carcinogens, accumulate in fish fat, and canned tuna contains trace amounts. A large WHO study found that long-term PCB exposure increases the risk of liver and gastrointestinal cancers and is linked to immune and reproductive system damage. 3. High sodium, not just bad for blood pressure. Canned tuna often contains a lot of sodium to preserve flavor. Too much sodium can raise blood pressure, increase risk of heart disease, cause fluid retention, and kidney strain. The DASH diet studies conclusively link elevated sodium intake with hypertension and cardiovascular events. When tuna isn't stored properly before canning, bacteria produce histamine, a toxin that causes scombroid poisoning. Symptoms include flushing, rapid heartbeat, nausea and vomiting, headache, tingling or burning. The FDA reports hundreds of histamine poisoning cases yearly linked to improperly handled canned tuna. Tiny amounts of plastics and microplastics have now been documented in marine fish, including tuna. These particles may carry endocrine-disrupting chemicals, irritants that the human immune system reacts to. Clinical evidence. A study in environmental science and technology found microplastics in seafood, and early research points to immune activation and inflammation when microplastics are consumed. Part 2. The human cost. Let's break down what these contaminants do inside the body. Slows neural processing, causes numbness or tingling in extremities, impairs fine motor control, linked to anxiety, depression, and tremors. Hormone imbalance, weakened immune function, increased cancer risk, early menopause in women. Even if you're healthy, frequent high-sodium foods silently stresses your heart and kidneys years before symptoms show up. Not just food intolerance, this is a chemical reaction medical researchers call pseudo-allergic poisoning, and it can land you in the ER. Part 3. 2 types of canned tuna that are safer. While some tuna cans are laden with risk, there are safer options. Green, tuna lower on the food chain, light tuna. Smaller tuna species have less mercury, less bioaccumulation. Clinical research shows light tuna has significantly lower mercury than larger varieties. Some canned tuna is tested and verified for low mercury levels. If you choose tuna with certification of low mercury, no added sodium, and responsibly handled before canning, it's considered far safer by nutrition scientists. Don't eat high mercury tuna daily. Pregnant women and young children should avoid high mercury tuna entirely. Watch your sodium intake. It's silent but deadly. This isn't about scaring you, it's about informed choice. When we understand what's hidden in processed food, we see how our body really reacts, often quietly over years until symptoms become undeniable. A food shouldn't sneak harm into your life. You deserve to know what's in your tuna because your health isn't negotiable. Mercury and cognitive function in adults, JAMA. WHO PCB toxicity and carcinogenity reports, DASH diet sodium studies, FDA histamine poisoning cases, microplastics in seafood, environmental science and technology, mercury level comparisons in tuna species. Now that we've uncovered the hidden dangers lurking in some canned tuna, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. We've all heard about the potential benefits of eating fish, packed with protein, omega-3s, and heart-healthy fats. But here's the catch. Not all fish are created equal, and not all tuna cans are as innocent as they seem. What's worse, we're buying tuna that's been preserved for convenience, but we're paying a price with our health. Mercury poisoning slowly poisons the brain, and PCBs undermine our hormonal balance, possibly leading to fertility issues and cancer. But the real problem isn't just what's inside the can, it's what we're ignorantly ingesting without even realizing the long-term toll it takes on our bodies. We're looking at problems that take years, sometimes decades, to manifest, and by the time the symptoms show up, it could be too late. Sodium, toxins, and microplastics are only the tip of the iceberg, affecting not just our bodies, but potentially altering the future of human health. So how do we move forward? We have choices, and we have the power to take control of our health. It's about being informed and making decisions that safeguard our futures. Look for light tuna, the smaller species that have lower mercury levels and less risk of bioaccumulation. Choose tuna that is wild-caught and sustainably sourced, ideally labeled as low mercury verified. These may cost a little more, but consider it an investment in your long-term health. As consumers, we have a unique power, the power to change markets with our choices. Do you really want to risk your health for the sake of convenience? The choice is yours. As we finish this deep dive into the dangers of canned tuna, remember, knowledge is power. The next time you reach for that can of tuna, think twice. Choose carefully, choose wisely. Protect your health and the health of your loved ones. And don't just stop here. Share this information. Talk to your friends, your family, your social circles, because the more people who know the truth, the more change we can bring. Together, we can protect ourselves and the generations to come from the hidden dangers in our food. If you found this video valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more shocking revelations that affect your everyday life. Stay informed, stay healthy, and let's make better choices together.